Don't watch it. No,
And I
don't
feel
watch
like
it.
it's
You're just gonna
also-
get upset. And he apologizes that he's white 15 times, and I'm like, bro, oh my god, watch the video, bro.
capitalist company.
I like how the
that
jump
serve the
ahead button
interest of
shows up when he
stockholders in the
starts
market. Well, that's like a
talking.
real job. What are we doing? Jobs are silly. School sucks.
Bro, you should not be getting the jump ahead button up 18 minutes into your video. This sounds hilarious.
This sound. Okay.
It's a nice break.
You want to watch like torture. You're like, this is torture for me.
We'll
to
watch
this
10
like,
minutes of it. You realize the rest of the stream is going to be watching, like,
that's even worse, man.
Republicans call for war and how Democrats need to, like, accept retaliation. Like, that's the rest of it. I'll take a second to get on a tanky.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably a little bit depressed this week
it's like
because
really, it's not. It's
like
just not.
me,
It's like
he is
not well
cursed
thought out. I'm just like
by
sad.
being
It's
a
like, not even
Chicago
good.
Bears fan.
Yeah, sure.
A funny thing happened this week where I tweeted something like the most
What's that
problematic thing about
mic?
me is I still like to watch football, and someone responded and they were like, "This isn't a joke. I'm unfollowing you. That's like a line I can't cross." So I respect it. So FD Signifier put out this video right here. It's called "Why Black Liberals Refuse to Abandon Capitalism." So I said, I'm not about to be, you know, someone that looks like if mayonnaise became a person and be like, here's my thoughts on black liberals. No. But it's a good video.
Okay, I'm already upset. Because 51 seconds in. Okay, because like I thought that I guess there's two camps of commies. There's like actual like full tankies, and then there's idpol tankies. I respect the full tanky more than an idpol tanky, I guess.
It's a good
Like,
video
genuinely retarded.
that brings up some
Also,
things
FD signifiers is retarded.
I think
but
we could all and should all talk about. We'll just watch a little bit of
PF
it.
Young guy talks to him,
you
and
should
I
watch
feel
the
like their
rest
conversations are
for
good.
yourself. I'm going to start
And
playing
then
it.
I
Please do let me know
hear-
if for any reason the sound doesn't come through. Because I know we had issues last week.
The recent events have brought it to my
What's up?
attention that niggas don't know what capitalism is or how it works. Further,
And that's why I wanted to watch this. I feel like capitalism is just the thing we talk about. Sometimes we don't get how it works.
You can't say this guy's not
Keep
reacting
going.
hard enough.
I assume everyone can hear it. Because
No. This
8
guy's
seconds,
reacting.
8 seconds into the video, and he's done 1 minute and 32
He does not.
of react.
I'm not joking. I don't think he gets 4 minutes in the video.
No one got mad at me yet. Okay. Like the stream, all that sort of stuff.
I also recently made a video talking about black conservatism, and I said this. Black conservatives
Now I
do
have
not
to
deserve to be
remember
put
the
on the
video,
same
because
playing
I like-
field of even an Amanda
I have to
Seals. They
my
do not
headphones for a
represent a
second.
viable political ideology. Words
And he's referring to the Amanda Seals Jubilee that happened recently. Anyone still watching Jubilee? I think I
Yeah,
had to
hop
tap
in.
out.
worthy of serious attention, and they never will. Both of these things are things I've talked about before in videos, namely the two black conservatism videos I made on my main channel, which is FD Signifier, for those who might be new here for this video for unknown reasons. But even though those are collectively around like 3 hours long, they still don't cover everything about capitalism
I wonder how many hours of content he's made. A lot.
or black conservatism. In
Fucking
reality, they're just arguing for rejection as what I see as black conservatism and capitalism, but they don't spend a lot of time explaining
So I just got to
why
your
those
fucking
two
thrilling
ideologies persist
comment.
among black
Pretty funny.
What?
No, never mind.
people and why they must be contended with and ultimately rejected by black people in pursuit of liberation.
And if like black conservatism in general is something, you know, if some of my fellow whites are like, what does that mean? I can turn on subtitles. I'll do that. Are wondering like, what does that mean? I often think about, you guys hear like the song.
Okay, am I misreading something, or who the fuck is confused of what black
That's what I'm
conservatism is?
They keep
It's
on
in the
saying
name.
like black communist or black conservative, and I'm like, aren't these just like bro, what is a black communism? What the fuck are they talking about? Oh my god, it's crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
the story
No,
of OJ.
he's clarifying the most
on,
obvious thing ever. Did you know
on
black
Jay-Z's
people
Love
might be
444 album,
conservative?
and he does the weird like
What?
line that's kind of anti-Semitic.
No, I need a
in a mellow way, where
25-minute
he's like,
explainer on
do you ever
that.
wonder why Jewish people own all the real estate? And it's like, whoa, Sean, what are we doing here, bud?
What is
But in that song, Jay talks about building wealth via investing in real estate and art and stuff like that. There's a sense in which, there can be and like Killer Mike, I think, is someone who might associate with this. Folks who look at capitalism as a mechanism of liberation. And I've always just, again, as someone who is like, if a mayonnaise and a potato had sex while listening to Michael Flatley's Lord of the Dance and then had a kid, and I would be that kid, as that person, I've
sorry.
listening to someone who look at and like Killer Mike. There's a sense in which,
yeah, I know,
there
man.
can
And
be
I've
and
watched
like
this
Killer Mike,
video
I think,
in
is someone who
full,
might
and I
associate
felt like a
with this.
Fox News guy
Folks
after just
who look
listening to a
at
full Fox News. I was like
capitalism
yelling at my
as
screen
a
at how
mechanism
what
of
a
liberation.
waste
And I've,
of fucking time that
always
video
just,
was,
again,
bro.
as someone
So bad.
who is like, if a mayonnaise and a potato had sex while listening to Michael Flatley's Lord of the Dance and then had a kid, and I would be that kid, as that person, I've often felt like there is a difference
Yeah, he's talking about himself.
between people from a dominant, oppressive,
This makes me feel
colonizing class of society engaging in ruthless capitalism, and those who have been marginalized by that system using that mechanism to gain a sense of power. I get that.
It must be so easy. You just do a fucking Mad Lib with a word bank. That's your commentary. I was going back through my notes and I'm like, okay, I look like a fucking crazy person. Who the fuck is writing shit down in their free time? I should just be a tanky. I could just say, well, yeah, the class. And I can't like shut everything off to get to that point where you could just babble for 25 minutes about class.
But just, again.
And he's like, and his main point is like stupid. Or like, he's like, I can't, wait, what did he say? I can't fault people for
but just,
using ruthless capitalism to like.
That's how I think about it.
Get
someone who, my driver's license under skin color, just.
I gotta get a screen. Okay.
It says translucent.
Before we go any further, I want to point out that those are main channel videos, and this is the B-sides. And on the B-sides, this is a lot of hot takes. This is not a lot of research. I probably spent more time working on this than I would a typical B-sides video because I wanted to make sure certain things were clear. None of my videos are the end-all be-alls on any topic. This is mostly done through my own previous readings and education and research on this topic over the course of the last few years or maybe even decades. So I stand on my right to change my mind. I stand corrected when that's necessary.
Videos and opinions
Feel free to
work,
let me know what I missed or what I got wrong in the comment section. Cool? Cool. Let's do the easy part first.
This is the part I'm interested in watching and talking about with you all.
It is an extremely low-level
5 minutes in
argument to say that capitalism equals having money or pursuing money.
That might seem like a simple point, and I bet most of you who are here in the chat right now understand that. For those who don't, I think this is really important. That we remember. For those who don't, I think this is really important. That we remember that when you have a job, you're not doing a capitalism. When you do things that pursue the accumulation of money, you are not doing a capitalism or, overtly perpetuating that system.
Wait, really?
Selling labor in exchange for capital is not capitalism? No, okay. Being hired to work so that you sell your labor for a wage and your employer extracts value from that labor.
Wow, a firm that makes profit and its inputs is based on markets. What?
That's not doing a capitalist. Doing a cap. Jesus fucking holy fucking millennial.
Oh, true.
I would say, like, okay, without baby boomers and without millennials, I think society would heal. I'm kidding. Okay. Not a call for
I think
violence.
millennials are better than Gen Z, bro. Gen Z gotta go.
Disagree.
Really?
In terms of like stability, I'd say millennials are probably more stable, but they are cringe. So,
They are cringe, but I don't know.
A guy was asking me, who's a millennial guy, was asking me, like, what identifies a millennial? I was like, you really want to know? It's like, it's fucking minion memes. It's like, when I does has pancakes. It's Lidago. It's that kind of shit. That is millennials. That is what we see. And he's like, fuck, you're kind of right.
This is something I think about, because no matter what I talk about or how I talk about it, or if the video has a sponsor or not, I always get comments that are like, pretty insane that you critique capitalism while making videos on a platform that makes money. Pretty wild that you could say that you're a Marxist and yet you try to pursue enough money to pay your rent so that you don't have to live on the street with your kid. You know what I mean? Like, it's that sort of energy. FD is going to talk about this a little bit more. And you know, when he says capitalism equals having money or pursuing money, he'll talk about this. Money isn't capital. Let's just
Capitalism is not
okay. Money is a form of capital. Capitals are broader. Whatever.
financial currency. It's not the same thing. I am so disappointed in some of y'all. You are not a capitalist for having a job or even a well-paying job. You're not necessarily a capitalist for running a business or even being rich off your work and labor. Now, there are levels of wealth that are only possible with capitalism, and there are many.
Again, important qualifications.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Saying you're a Marxist but you have money. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Level 0 take. This guy is a level 0. He's fighting level 0s in his comments. This is like this is the tutorial village of politics.
Here, I don't think, in saying that, I'm going to assume that this isn't what FD means. I know it's not what I would mean. By doing that, one's not saying
looks hollow.
No matter how much money you make under capitalism, it's all good. It's not your fault. No, but like most of us, most people you know, and that I know, and most of us in our lives are always just going to be like wage laborers. We're going to do work in exchange for money, and we will use that money to pay for life. And if we're lucky, we can use a little bit of that money to go towards savings or retirement. And in some cases, that money that we have for retirement, let's say, will be like invested. But even then, we're just trying to use the mechanisms
They're talking about
at our
Darman.
disposal
Like,
to
what?
try to have enough money to survive. And in a sense, like for most of us, it's always a version of how do we survive? And I think
That's
for
for
many
all
of us, we
us.
probably hope to survive comfortably, right? It's like the goal. You want to live someplace with your family and not have to worry about putting food on the table and maybe enjoy swimming in lakes.
Man, if only there was a system where I could sell my time and labor in exchange for the means to afford a life, and that incentivized me to greater specialize my output so I could earn more. That sounds like a great system.
And drinking an ice cold Pilsner sometimes, you know? But that's different than
Man of the people drinking
the bad guys.
Ethical issues one might encounter when pursuing wealth or running a business. And there are so many complicated elements of egalitarianism and left-leaning ways that you might run a business and workers' cooperatives and all kinds of stuff that I'm not going to get into. Maybe I'll leave a video or two that gets into that stuff specifically.
Did you hear him say egalitarianism? And then what the bro? Come on, we cannot be making those.
Some of you are very smart. Most of you are very smart. Some of you are very smart.
Maybe have experience in that, YouTube video.
I'm gonna check in with the chat real quick because who knows, something crazy could have happened. Something crazy could have happened. Let's see. Someone said beers for teenagers. Yeah. And what's up? If you're just tuning in, I'm Michael. This is Burns Notice. we are looking at a little bit of the
Right?
most recent FD
He's like
video
editing
over
comments
on
or something.
Signified
I'm like,
B-Sides
dude,
channel.
are you
So
kidding
I think
me?
he's getting at some
You
stuff
get
that's
paid
important.
off this, and then
the video is about a much broader,
wait,
not broader,
just
more
wait,
specific
just wait later
context.
in the
I recommend
video
folks
where
watch
he
it.
starts
Also,
arguing
too,
about what a job is
again,
and how YouTube
if-
is a hard job.
You know,
Bro,
23andMe
it's crazy.
sent back your genetic report, and it was just a piece of
Like, bro,
white
in the
bread
communism utopia,
with mayonnaise and a
you would
little bit of
not be
salt on
a
it.
fucking YouTuber.
It's good
Go
to
to the
learn
fucking
about
mines, you
political traditions that are not
loser.
your-
To be
Nothing
fair, that is
guy.
also a pretty low level take, but it's still like not wrong.
No, but he's advocating for a world where it's like a moneyless, classless society where like
Yeah.
people do important shit, and then he's like, guys, donate to my Patreon.
Yeah, the state allocates resource. Yeah, with state allocated resource, be like, look, we're a little lacking on coal.
Yeah, no,
your
dude.
own. It's good to understand other stuff.
But it needs
gotta
to be
do productive
understood
shit,
that the
okay?
state
No, man, I'd be a poet.
of having a lot of currency
What
that
is
you
your
were paid due
job
to
in
your
the
job
communist
does not make
utopia?
you a capitalist.
I'll be an organizer.
Pursuing that
I'm an
currency because we
organizer.
live in a society where it's required to have currency to pay for life does not make you a capitalist. It makes you a prisoner of the capitalist system.
Okay, so we talk a lot here about getting better at differentiating between individuals and systems. And I think this is
Wow.
a great
That's a tough
example
one.
of that. One, as an
Wait,
individual,
can
often
you stream actually
participates.
to Discord?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like
By
always
meetings.
a couple seconds off.
Yeah, true. Share my screen. Here we go. All right.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
in systems
My
by
fucking
which,
CPU is gonna
oh, I
cry.
just want to see something. Okay. I'm going to do the thing someone just brought up. We talked, Kirk,
So
and not
larg.
gonna get back to it unless something
Solar G.
wild
What does this hat
happens.
say?
Thanks. Okay. Oh, now I got to go pin the
I
comment.
call it the
Hold
soy
on.
jack. That's what it says.
Friggin'
Doesn't-
YouTube. Okay, now I'm
But that's
gonna
what I
pin that
thought it said at
comment.
first.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for the suggestion. I love you all. I mean, I don't love all of you. But yeah. Okay. So
He's, like, this is the hardest reactor of all time.
what I
dude.
was saying before and what FD is getting at in this video
Bro, he doesn't even have like
is
Subway
that there is
Surfers
a
up.
difference, and I'll get at two levels of difference here, between you making money at your job by exchanging your labor for
God.
some amount of money. There's a
How
difference
long have we
between
been
that
on this fucking point.
and you
I know.
doing a capitalism or
And he doesn't
perpetuating
even
that system.
explain
There is
what
a
the
system
fucking
called
difference
capitalism. It's a
is.
system that for most of us, if you don't live under that system, let us know how it's going.
You
don't have a
watch me play
choice.
Minesweeper.
To not live under that system, so you participate in it up to the level that you need to survive. FD here
fuck
talks
me.
about being a prisoner of that system, and yeah, like even
It's not that deep, bro.
folks who are doing decently are still, to various extents, prisoners of that system.
Bro,
This
it's having a
also
job.
means then
It's not that bad.
that how we approach politics
How
falls
do
into
we
this rubric, and
approach
something he gets
politics,
into in this
my
video
good
is,
thought leader.
you know, participating in party politics or electoral politics, and there's tons of interesting, valid, important critiques of that sort of stuff. It doesn't make you inherently a tool or a perpetuator of the capitalist system.
Wait. Is that the default assumption? Okay, this is rage bait. This isn't a real video. This isn't a real person.
Falls into this rubric, and something he gets into in this video is, you know, participating in party politics or electoral politics, and there's tons of interesting, valid, important critiques of that sort of stuff. It doesn't make you inherently a tool or a perpetuator of the capitalist system, but there are a lot of folks.
Okay,
For
I
whom?
felt the hair raise on the back of my fucking neck. That is such... Okay. Party's moving to the right then. See ya. We're going for the centrists because you fucks don't play politics. Bye. Like, what?
Their political project
I
is
also just want to be clear
the perpetuation.
that this guy has. Let me see. Wait, I'm adding it up. He has 2 YouTube channels. with a total of like 400,000 subscribers,
Oh no.
and he has 1,300 paid members on his Patreon, with the
Jesus.
minimum being $5.50 per month, and then they go all the way to 26. So he's at least making, at bare minimum, with 0 YouTube ads.
Oh my.
Wait, times 1.3. $7,000 a month with 0 YouTube ads and every single Patreon being the least tier.
Oh my god.
So he's probably making, I don't know.
He's probably making healthy
double
six
that.
figures.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Like, bro. Like, I mean, it's...
And to advocate to a large audience to say, yeah, I mean, it's not always the worst to play party politics, but you know, that's the default assumption, and you gotta have a good reason to be doing something like that. Again, see ya. If you're not gonna play nice, you're not a part of the democratic movement. See you. We're gonna go appeal to the centrists. Like, bye. Get ready for Joe Biden for the rest of your fucking life. Like, what do you... Oh my god. Okay, well.
Of capitalism, whether that's Obama or Elizabeth
wow.
Warren
Okay,
or Pete Buttigieg or I don't know, all the Republicans. Like, these are folks who fundamentally are still trying to perpetuate that system. And I think the important thing here, and something the FT gets at, is
Yeah, man, we're the leader of the free world.
understanding
We
that
have to.
line
The system makes our country work.
between
It makes the world
liberalism,
work.
even
Makes the world
progressivism,
work.
and
We're the reserve
anti-capitalism
currency.
or leftism.
Dude, what
China
the
didn't
fuck?
start working until they freed up their market a little bit. Like, sorry, we've tried it all.
And how,
Liberalism
I guess use like
works.
Jay-Z again as an example. One might say Jay-Z is probably a progressive-ish dude, or that Obama is or was to an extent, but they're all
You wouldn't have glorious Diet Coke under your fucking system, buddy.
also still advocating for
South
capitalism
Sudan.
materially
Oh
and
my God.
ideologically as a system that should structure our lives.
Or it
So,
might. It just would cost a
um,
bunch, and they would produce way less.
Yeah. State
Like, that's
allocated
like-
Diet Coke. You get one in your ration box every month.
I mean, but that's I like, you can be a communist, but like, dude, come on, man.
Be a communist
Like, no-
in the primaries. That's fine. Be a Democrat
Yeah.
in the general.
That's also true. That you're talking about politics, but I mean, just
Yeah,
like,
okay.
also like, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there is growing recognition within the liberal movement that these guys ain't part of the team. I would like to think that that's growing. This isn't social democracy. There's a huge difference. Social democrats, they're on the team. They vote. They are part of our party. They were a well-represented, active part of our party that the messaging should include. Guys like this, that hate the party, that don't want to work within the system, are not part of it. You're not part of the team, little bro. Social democracy is good. Communists are not part of the team. I know I'm saying what made him be so pushed away. Oh, I don't know. Whatever makes the brain, whatever rots people's brains, wanting to feel like they're a part of something bigger. A sense of, like, no belonging. A sense of general unhappiness to make you want to overthrow the status quo. Honestly, in American politics, we've had things relatively good for a long-ass time. People are bored. That's the real issue. Like, fuck, my country's been stable for way too long, and we live in the wealthiest nation on the planet. What can I make an issue? Like, we still argue about how many bathrooms to have. How good does a country have to have it to where bathrooms are one of the like main issues? Like people are bored. Things are too chill. Watch this, liberals. Yeah.
That's a good comment.
That's a good quote. Actually, I'm going to screenshot that. I might put that as an overlay. Okay, thank you for that. That's good.
Important to remember that. I see in the chat, Virgil just said, you're born a subject of capital. Yes.
Oh my God.
And I think this is something that is important to talk about because I do believe that a lot of very well-intentioned liberalish folks, especially younger liberalish people, are maybe unaware of that. And I think sometimes
are aware.
Can both be naive to the necessity of a critique of capital and
this isn't
also
a critique.
Be unsubtle or inelegant in doing you have a job, so you do capitalism or whatever it might be. So let's watch a little bit more of this video. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but
You were right. 13 minutes, 47 seconds in. It's 2 minutes and 39 seconds into the main video.
Just want to get at some of this stuff. And yeah, it's the pyramid of the capitalist system picture there. That'd be a fun one to have in your house. Someone should find that and make it print.
And you're just playing your role in it because you have to. Again, a lot of gobbledygook that I'm skipping, but I'm keeping things simple for a reason. I want to be clear that anyone that tries to defend capitalism or critique socialism or communism or Marxism or any other leftist theory by pointing out that you need money and have a job is themselves repeating CIA talking points.
This is important.
You can call it.
This is important.
You can say it's a dumb argument without bringing up the CIA.
No, man, it's
no.
It's
Everything is bigger than it is. This isn't just a conclusion people arrived at.
And again, he's shadow boxing wood level arguments. No one is saying, "Oh, because you have a job, you're capitalism, bro."
Bro, it's coughing baby versus coughing fucking baby. Jesus Christ.
You're actually, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, this is wild shit. This is a much needed break.
Just to remind you of that, those are not critiques of socialism, communism, whatever. You use an iPhone.
On the YouTube channel.
You have a job. You make money. You have a 401k. Hell, even in many cases, like you own a home or whatever. Shout out homeowners. I don't think maybe I'll be a homeowner one day. A lot of things would have to happen, and I'd have to move someplace way cheaper.
And that's why I brought up how much he makes. Like, this guy's such a fucking
just important. And again,
loser.
Because I think especially in conversations with well-intentioned and ill-intentioned people, colleague, family members, some of these points, which FD points out here, are CIA talking points.
God.
Are used
I don't know much about FD Signifier, but his video is at least entertaining from
with capitalism. And the problem with some
3
of these
minutes
critiques,
I've
right,
seen
is
of it.
If I'm
like you're desperately trying to click on that video and skip this dumbass. Okay, like
the difference is we exist in, if you live in the West and most of the world, we exist in capitalism. So when I'm critiquing capitalism, or we're critiquing capitalism, we are describing a system, a culture, a way of life that currently exists, that has existed for a while, and that dominates so much of modern life. If someone then criticizes communism, socialism, whatever, I mean, they'll point to the USSR, or they'll point to China, or they'll point to Cuba or something.
China don't count. They're not on your
missing
team
that,
either.
like, A, we do not currently live in a system like that. B, the people that have attempted systems like that have been in very particular situations. And
that's what I think.
Have often
Don't try. You're
really,
gonna hurt
again,
yourself.
I'm not going to sit
and
here and be like,
come
"Oh,
up with a
Stalin
thought
had
there,
good
bud.
ideas." No. And I'll talk about the goodness of the Great Lakes region all day. But because capitalism is a globalized system, even if an existing country or nation state or whatever pushes back or tries to exist outside of that, it's a global system you still have to participate in. You know,
I wonder why.
you know, just important because I think these are things we can find ourselves having conversations about.
So no, I'm not turning
happened to that
monetization
other
off on
global
this
system?
video or my channel. This is my job. I do not work for free. Join my Patreon.
Someone got mad at me in my recent video because I said I like doing this and I want to make it my job. And they were like, oh, just to be clear, this isn't your job. Making YouTube videos isn't a job. And it's like, I don't know. Have any of you guys ever had a job?
That's a
There's
good question
jobs
to
where you
ask
just send
his
emails.
audience.
That's like a job. You know, most jobs are bullshit
Oh my
and
God.
weird. Like, what is our line for what the job is? You know, why is it not a job to make?
Wait,
stuff?
we need the guys in the mud factory.
I don't know. It just
Yeah,
that one
bro.
obviously
That's a job.
hit me because people do that thing, and then it's a weird thing too because you're like,
I like how you call it the Mud Factory.
independently create videos and probably
Well,
pay the
no,
people
this
you-
is a Northern
Can
Line
I get
bit.
more examples of real jobs? Okay, of course. The dudes on the, you've seen the videos that are like, why don't men do this work anymore? And then it's a, like two dudes on an oil rig and there's like a pipe that's just belching coke or something like that. And they're like, they're at like the mud factory. And they're like, the mud's spilling everywhere. Come on.
Yeah, that's a real job.
Oh, good. We
Yeah,
reconnected
exactly.
the
True.
mud pipes. Now all the precious mud is flowing where it needs to go in Ohio.
I fucking love Northern Line. That's
you
a
work
real
with
job.
fairly to make money for yourself and your family. That's not a job. But if you worked for an exploitative capitalist company,
I like how the
that
jump
served
ahead
the
button
interest of
shows up when he
stockholders in the market, well, that's like a
starts
real job. What are we doing? Jobs are silly. School sucks.
Bro, you should not be getting the jump ahead button up fucking 18 minutes into your video. Oh no.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't even see that. Wait. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh no, there it is. Little do you know,
Yeah,
the
man,
last
skip
remaining
this
heavy
guy.
industry in Britain is the Scunthorpe Mud Factory. Ah, yeah, classic. Everyone knows that mud factory. Famous. The only one to survive World War II or something. I don't know.
It's unrelated to anything else, but I hated going to school as a
We
kid. I
can
really
tell.
sometimes people talk about how much they love school, and I'm like, that's good for you.
It does have a $10 level if you want to support. I want to start there because these are some of the arguments that I hear from my own people sometimes when I say I'm an anti-capitalist, and broadly, they work because this country has done an amazing job of distorting what capitalism is and what it means to be anti-capitalist.
And that's more too. Like the entire American project.
Isn't that your
so many
job?
elements of American popular culture and education
Skip
are
ahead.
predicated on the idea that capitalism is naturalized. So that capitalism is, to use philosophical terms here,
Oh,
that
God.
capitalism
Please
is
don't.
ontological, that it is existential, that it is the way things work. And we know the lines of like, oh, it's the end of history, it's the worst system except for all the other ones. But so much of American life and education in a lot of countries normalizes the idea that capitalism is like oxygen. It is like water. It is a naturally existing.
Okay, this is the thing that comes up a lot. It's like the 9/11 guys. It's like whatever. Like the just asking questions. It's like, okay, you're just asking questions. Then keep it that way. If you're just asking questions, that's it. That's all you're doing. If you want to actually make a point,
Yeah, figure
you
out.
have to come up with a counter hypothesis, an alternative hypothesis. Sorry, null whatever. It's like, well, I'm not sure if everything on 9/11 went this way. It's like, okay, what's your other hypothesis? Thanks for the mod action. What did Saint Gaming BR do? Did I miss something?
Probably bot. I didn't see
Probably.
it either. But Brazil,
Oh,
I don't.
yeah, it was the bot. Thank you. My silent mod in the dark.
Ninja assassin.
You get drone
No, but it's
strike.
like fuck. I know. I was gonna agree with what you're saying basically.
Yeah. You
But
can't
it's
just
like
be asking
yeah.
questions. You got to propose some answers. Yeah. Anyways. And it's fine.
Or like,
that
does he want America to be like a
Yeah, what do you want?
financial global leader of the world with like a reserve currency and capitalism making it the number one country? Like, I don't even know, what does this guy even want for America? Like,
I can't tell.
does he think we'll still be like competitive, cutting edge in like sectors if we were like in a moneyless, classless society? I
Yeah,
think we would just be less efficient. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Well,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
point of markets, is efficient allocation of time, capital, and resources. Like, that's what they're for. Now, there's some things that the free market doesn't account for, like schooling and shit. Like, so that's where the government steps in. That's the balance. That's the beauty of a capitalist liberal system, is that you can tweak that balance and find one that works for your populace. Like, what works in the US isn't going to work in Norway, and vice versa. But it's all within the capitalist liberal system, because it has so much versatility. It's so adaptive. It's resilient, that we can support having these fucks in our system. And as much as they hate participating or in electoralism or anything that actually changes shit, we can have these parasites, and they'll do nothing to us. Like, yeah, it's
And
beautiful.
and if you think, if like, I don't know, like if this guy, I assume he has a business for his like
Yeah,
person.
sure it's an LLC or some shit.
Yeah, or like, but if he has employees, I mean, he could do like a
Could do a co-op.
communism deal. Yeah, he could do a co-op where everything is split evenly and everything's socialism, and you can do that in capitalism. I don't.
Wait, but do you remember the Hassan thing of like, no, I don't pay my workers, they own their output? Where it's like, yeah, on your like 300
Yeah, they own the means of their
subscribe-
production.
Back when he
something.
wasn't making any money on YouTube. It's like, okay, bro, you got this. Now you see why people fucking like, there's a capital system. You're supposed to provide the capital for them to get that up and running, in the, like, with the idea that eventually they'll create outsized, like, profit for you. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, back to the video.
System. This is especially why, and we can maybe talk about this later in the show,
Please don't.
why the sort of I guess confluence or the
Jeez, that's a big
synchronicity
word,
in
buddy.
America between evangelicalism and capitalism is so disturbing, because then it gives like theological credence to capitalism. It creates a system by which one can argue
I'm
that
okay.
capitalism is
actually,
not
with this.
only good in
I
some
think
sort
I
of
skipped
material or
this part.
economic sense, but that it better reflects the values of the divine.
Okay, wait.
Credence to capitalism. It creates a system by which one can argue that capitalism is not only good in some sort of material or economic sense, but that it better reflects the values of the divine, which is pretty
evangelicals
friggin' heavy,
are fucking retarded.
which is pretty.
Yeah, they think the more
friggin'
rich you are, the better of
heavy.
a person you are
And because of
in
that,
the eyes of God.
many of us are in a position,
That's
especially
not a good idea.
younger
That's
people,
not a good
especially people that
No,
maybe
that's not even
live in
Christian.
more conservative
Jesus like literally said, see that poor woman right there that put 2 copper things in there? She's better than these rich fucks. So, yeah, whatever.
areas or have more conservative family members or whatever, where it's hard to argue against a thing that people have normalized as natural. But we always have to remember
That's also true, but not
that
in the
none
way
of
he
these economic
thinks.
systems and ideologies are natural. They are
These-
things that people in certain historical conditions and periods of time have developed and perpetuated, often for their own ends. So just a reminder of that. We'll watch a little bit more of this, and then we can move on.
Yeah, I think I
because
skipped this part because
there's
I was
lots
so
to
over
cover
this guy.
today.
Oh,
I don't
3
even
minutes
have
and
to say that
23
I'm a
seconds.
socialist or a
Okay.
communist or anarchist or
We might get to
anything
4
else.
minutes.
All I have to do is dare to criticize capitalism,
Yeah, I do
and some
my
niggas
scene.
will start talking about capitalism the same way they talk about Derrick Rose before you hurt his knee.
It's 9-10. My 9/11 was the playoff game where Derrick Rose went down. I think it was versus.
Good one. Can't
Were we
be a
playing
comedy
Philadelphia in
stream
the
without
first
a
round? Was
9/11
this
joke.
2011?
Oh, that's
Any other
I don't
Bulls
think
fans
it's doing
here?
that.
That one hit. That one hit. That one hit really hard.
Just trust me, bro.
If you like
that was-
basketball and you're younger, go watch a highlight reel of Derrick Rose at his peak.
And the question I want to answer with this video is why? Why is being critical of black capitalism so radical, especially consider that pretty much every major black political figure that we like to hang up posters of and have celebrated as luminaries up until the 80s and 90s, hint, hint, this will come up later, was incessantly critical of capitalism and understood that it needed to be destroyed in order for black people to be free.
I'm going to
Oh,
we're not going to watch the whole
57.
video. When he says the 80s
Huh?
and 90s, there's a thing that comes up
Look
later
at the time. 3 minutes and 57 seconds.
Oh shit, Bro, dude! I'm like at the edge of my fucking seat. We're so close to 4 minutes.
Dude.
video that I honestly wasn't aware of, where FD shares that Ronald Reagan is the one who made MLK Day a thing, that Ronald Reagan first recognized Black History Month, and that there was some reasons
didn't
for
know
this.
that.
And I
Is
think
that
it's
true?
important, again, to
Yeah.
know that there is a
Well,
connection
from
between
FD signifier video.
a lot of the
I bet, yeah, I
liberatory
believe it,
political
obviously.
thought, emancipatory political thought,
I
pro-Black
don't think he would lie about that.
political thought and activism that we often idealize or idolize from previous generations, that much of it, all of it, most of it was anti-capitalist. Like Malcolm X was anti-capitalist. MLK was increasingly anti-capitalist. Obviously, Fred Hampton was anti-capitalist, to tie some threads together. We talked about Jay-Z earlier. Didn't he have a line where he says, "I was born on the day Fred Hampton died"? Real just multiply. I think that's a line, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's a line though. But important to just remember that, like, there is a reason that figures from various traditions that at various points we all agreed were good or smart or liberatory, emancipatory, humanist, whatever. There's a reason why the history gets quite literally whitewashed to remove the radical politics or critique of capitalism from these people's legacies. There is a reason why right-wing people in America love to talk about MLK in a way that perpetuates their own beliefs.
I'm not saying they were all communists. I'm not saying they were
Okay, that is
Fuck.
across the political spectrum of reaching back and to the memories of universally understood and beloved figures and saying, actually, those guys agreed with me. That's just a universal constant that people do that shit.
all Marxist Leninists, though some of them were,
Shout out Fred Hampton.
but they were at least anti-capitalist, almost all of them. And we repeat their words, and they got movies made after them. We dress our kids up like them every February, but we don't engage with their actual philosophy.
I don't dress my kids up, my kid like that. Not because I don't think the Black Panther is ripped, just because it would be quite problematic if I dress my daughter up like that.
How did that happen?
No.
And
he
here's where I
should do
circle
that.
back to the concept of black conservatives. And also,
And here he
Is
gets
that part of the
into
movement that doesn't
the
do
issue
it?
of Black conservatives, touching on some other videos he's made recently. I'm going to share the link in the chat. If you haven't seen this, it's always easy to find FD's videos because he's quite popular. He's quite a popular YouTuber.
I can't
But
help-
yeah, I think it's important.
Dude, cross the four. It ended at 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
I know I fucked up, dude. I fucked up.
Because I mean, this even taps into ideas of like,
Oh my god.
why is it that we will make movies about Malcolm X or MLK or Fred Hampton, right? Like Jesus and the Black Messiah. Or even just movies like Parasite or other movies that critique the rich. Why does it feel like the more and more things enter popular culture and consciousness that they get defanged from their critique of capitalism? Again, I'm pretty sure I'm not making this up.
because they're movies to sell tickets. Whatever.
But the year that Parasite came out and won Best Picture, Obama said it was one of his favorite movies. I mean, it's like an explicitly anti-capitalist film, and a political leader who very much made sure that Wall Street was good after 2008 loved it.
Okay,
Like, I don't know.
yeah, okay, well, yeah, okay.
That's a video, man. It's
That's a
right.
bit-
Don't you feel like you just wasted
Yeah.
way too much of your life watching that video?
Yeah, I looked at
Yeah.
the stream. It's like I feel I was expecting to see like 3, 4, 5 hours. Holy shit! Only 2 hours. Whew. All right.
So,
Well, that's the end of the fun segment. Back to this.